Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Peggy Edwards and Barbara Wolk, who are both here on behalf of the Laguna Woods Publishing Club. Well, welcome both of you. Nice to see you. And Peggy, of course, we just had you on not too long ago. And Barbara, you're here because you are an author. So let's get to know you a little bit more. Just tell me where you're from and how long you lived in the village.
Okay. I am a New York City lady, having lived on the corner of 65th Street and First Avenue for 50 years.
Wow.
However, when I migrated to Boca Raton, Florida after I retired, I started coming to Laguna Woods 7 years ago, buying or renting in various condos and various gates. Now I'm living in the towers.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Well, we're glad that you're here. Thank you. And I know you're going to share some really great information with us regarding a book that you have published, and it's going to become a movie. So very exciting. We'll find out how that happens. So, Peggy, tell me a little bit about the Publishing Club and what it does.
Okay. I founded it in 2013, and not long after, occurred to me, everybody likes to listen to a good story. So storytelling in September. Next, it occurred to me that not everyone has a book, but everybody has a story. So village stories. And we're now on our 9th edition. And finally, the author forums twice a year.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I know you just had an author forum, and
Yes.
it was very exciting. And you know, it's one thing I like about the Publishing Club is, like you said, you don't have to have all these desires. You could just have a story, and you encourage people to write. Now, when did you start with the Publishing Club? Was it right when you got here, or did it take a while?
Actually, last summer I spent the entire summer and fall rewriting this book, and when I published it last year, that's when I started thinking about the Publishing Club.
fine.
But then this year, when I came back with a book, and here it is, and I want to give you a copy of it.
Thank you very
and
much.
I'm going to inscribe it after the show, because I wish you all the best of luck on this wonderful program. I was kind of attacked by one of the people in the club that I needed to do this or that and talk for the club. So I got very involved with the club, and it's a wonderful club, and I've become a very close friend of Peggy's, and she's just a super person, very encouraging and supportive. So I gave a wonderful talk, which is in the archives, and enjoy being a part of it very much.
So your book is called Mother in Name Only, and of course you are Diana Kingsley as your author name. Just briefly tell me a little bit about the book and what it entails.
It entails so very much, from the subjects of abortion, which is a very timely subject today,
Exactly.
adoption, sexual abuse, marriage, divorce, children. I have 3 sons, etc., etc., etc. You can't stop turning the pages. That's what people tell me. It's something you really have to read, other than to find out that you're in the book too.
Right, yeah. I mean, all those things that you covered, of course, we all have been through at one point or another in our lives. Now, the interesting thing was you were at the, you were in Hollywood Bowl.
Yes.
And then how did it come about that this was going to become a movie?
Well, I'll tell you what. The New York Club has lots of great trips.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been to the Hollywood Bowl before, so I decided to go on their trip. And because I use a walker, when I got into the bowl up high, they put me in a special row all by myself for handicapped people. So there I am, sitting there with this fantastic seat, and finally this woman comes in and sits down a seat away from me.
Okay.
Very nice. From the moment she got in, I felt as if I knew her, and we chatted a little bit. And then coming from New York, I always like to know the kind of work people do. So I said, "What kind of work do you do?" And she said, "I'm a writer."
Oh.
I said, "Gee, that's great. What did you write?" So she says, well, I wrote Peggy Sue Got Married.
Oh.
And I wrote Blue Sky, and such actresses got Academy Awards, and I got this award and that award.
Wow.
And I just really started to shake inside because I never met a celebrity before. And I didn't even know how to talk to them. But sitting up there in this wonderful, beautiful, exciting place for the July 4th show with Steve Martin and Martin Short, I just felt exuberant and excited. And I said, you know, I wrote a book too. And guess what? It's going to be a movie. So she said,
Oh.
how do you know it's going to be a movie? And I said, gee, I just feel it. I know it. I feel it in my bones, in my cells. And guess what? If it's not a movie while I'm here on Earth, it will be a movie after I leave this Earth. That's how wonderful I felt and how confident. Anyway, we talked. She asked me the name of the book. I said, Mother Name Only, and my pen name, Diana Kingsley. And we started to just watch the show. And then when the show was over, I was very anxious because during the entire show, I kept saying to myself, ask her, ask her. If you don't ask her, you won't be able to look at yourself in the mirror. So I asked her, do you know a good script writer? And she said, well, it's not free. I said, don't worry, I can afford it. So that was the end. She left, we didn't exchange names, nothing.
No kidding.
No kidding. And then I couldn't forget about her. So a couple weeks later, when I saw my son Jeff, I said, gee, I met this lady. I'm so impressed. She's a celebrity. I want to say hello and tell her I want to be in touch with her. I just felt that there was a connection. So we took my phone, and on Messenger, Facebook, he wrote blah, 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 impressed, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then she wrote back, and she told me that she had ordered my book on Amazon.com and that she was enjoying it.
Oh, good.
And then I wrote back, and one thing led to the next, and she said, what's your phone number? And she called me up.
Good.
And she wanted to come up to the towers from Beverly Hills
Oh, nice.
to talk with me about the book. And we
Okay.
did. And that was when she gave me this offer that she herself wanted to write the, what do they call it?
The screenplay?
Treatment.
The treatment, right.
The treatment to become a TV movie.
Oh, wonderful. That is great. So
So now I have a signed contract.
Oh, very good. So it's in progress.
Yes, it is.
Any ideas when it might be coming out?
When it's coming out. She told me it's a very long process. It could
Yeah.
even take 2 years.
I believe it,
Then
yeah.
she asked me, well, who do you think could play you?
Oh,
And I did tell her,
Oh, okay.
Sandra Bullock.
wow.
What do you think?
That's a pretty popular actress, so good luck. I hope you get her. That's
Nothing but
awesome.
the best.
Well, thank you so much for your story. Congratulations. And thank you as well for sharing with us.
Last idea, stories from the towers.
There you go. Oh, it's a separate one for you. Perfect. Thank you both. It was nice to meet
Thank
It
you.
was nice to meet you, and I'll be happy to do the interviews.
All right, thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank
If you
you.
want more information about the publishing club, you can certainly send an email to pubclublw@gmail.com. We'll be right back.